Hey guys, this is Subhashish Mishra, your test coach. In this video, we will learn how to interact with different GUI elements like input box and radio button in Cypress. In our previous videos, we have already learnt about what is Cypress and what are the different features Cypress has. We have also seen how to install Cypress and how to write test cases in Cypress. We have also learnt about locators and how to use it in Cypress. If you have not watched those videos, please do watch it. I have explained everything step by step. I will always recommend to watch the complete playlist, then only you will able to understand everything in detail. I will also provide the playlist link in the video description. Okay, so let's start. To understand the concept, we will go through one website. So here you can see demo.automationtesting.in. Okay, so here you can see there are different web elements, right? So this is a text box, okay, and this is also, you can say, text box. This is also text box, and here we have one radio button. Okay, you can select any one. So we will see how to use all these text box, or how to validate this text box, and how to validate this radio button. We'll learn everything. Okay, so the very first thing what you will do, if you are doing it manually, right, maybe you will enter some name. For example, I will enter my name. Okay, I will enter my last name, Subhashish Mishra. Similarly, in address I will put Bangalore. In email address I will put something, subhashish@gmail.com. okay, and here in phone number I will give some phone number. Okay, some numbers we need to pass, right? I will give some numbers. Okay, and similarly in gender I can select male. Okay, so we will see how we can validate all these things, right? So we will do all these things through Cypress code. Okay, so first let's go to our project and let's create a new JS file. Okay, earlier you have seen we have written this first test case, we have also written this locator.js. So similarly I will just create one file. So I will just copy and I will just paste, and we will rename it to validate web elements. Okay, fine. So I will remove most of the things. So the structure remains same, you know, right? So here we have the describe block. So here what will write, validate different web elements. Okay, so the very first thing what will validate, the first test case will be, for example, TC01. We will validate the text box. Okay, so what is our website? demo.automationtesting.in. so we will copy this URL, and first thing, you know, when you want to visit one website, when you want to open one website, you have to use cy.visit, and in place of this we will give demo.automationtesting.in. Okay, the next thing what you need to do, you need to validate if you really landed into this website or you landed in some other website. So for that you can check the title of the page. Okay, so you have seen already also before how to check the title. In our previous video I have already shown you, right? So here what we will do, we will validate whether our this URL contains some text or not. Okay, so to do that, what you can do, you can just write cy.url function. Okay, then what you need to do, you can write should. Okay, so your URL should contain what, then you can write it. For example, here we will write should include, then what you need to test here, include what. For example, here we want it should include automation testing. Okay, so you can write it here. So what you are telling here, your URL should include automation testing. You can also write demo, or you can write this also, anything is fine. Okay, anything, it should include inside your URL. So that's what we are validating here. So this is one of your validation. Okay, The next thing what we need to do, we need to enter some text here in this fast name. Okay. So, for now what I will do, I will just find the CSS path, right. So, CSS selector, how to identify this, we need to use the locator, right. So, here what you see, input type equal to text, then placeholder class. Okay. So, if you want to, for example, you want to use class, okay, maybe we can use this class, we will see what is happening, right. So, if I will find, for class we use dot form control. So, now you see what is the problem, this class is used in 12 different places, right. So, it will not be unique. So, what we will do, we will use something else, right. So, let me cancel this. So, what else we have? We have, okay, here, right. So, here you can see ng model equal to fast name. So, we will try to use this, this will be unique one. So, here we will write ng model equal to fast name. So, let me just include the single quote and bracket here. So, now you see it is 1 of 1. So, we will use ng model equal to fast name. So, how you will write it? You need to write GUI dot get. Okay. So, whenever you need to write any locator, right, you can write it in this way. You have already seen it in your previous video, GUI dot get, then we will give our locator. Then what we need to validate? So, we already got this web element, then what will validate? Whether it is visible or not, or whether it is enabled or not. If it is visible or if it is enabled, then only you can type something, right. So, what we will write here? Dot will write should. Okay. Then what will tell? Whether it is visible or not. So, for that what you can write inside the single quote, be dot visible. So, here you can see that, right. So, first we are telling whether it is visible or not. Then similarly dot should you can write be dot enabled. Okay, I did not write the single quote, now we need to write be dot enabled. So, here you can see. Okay. So, what we told, if it is visible, if it is enabled, then we will type our fast name. So, in fast name whatever name you want to give, I will give my name, okay, Subhashis, fine. So, we told if it is visible, this web element, and if it is enabled, then we will type this name. Okay. So, let it be there, that much we will validate whether it is working fine or not, then only we will see, right. So, first what we will do, we will go to our terminal. Okay. Then what we will do, we will open this Cypress, right. So, what is the command? npx, then Cypress, then open. So, this is the command, right. So, let me open the Cypress. So, it should open our test runner, right. So, Cypress test runner opened. Now, this is our JS file, this is our test suite. So, let me just click on this, okay, and let us see what is happening. So, now we see this website opened, okay, we are getting some error. Why that error? We will see. So, what error it is telling? Cannot read property 0 defined. The following error originated from your application code, not from Cypress. Okay. Let me rerun again. Okay, it entered. I think first time there was some issue, maybe it did not load or something. Okay, but now you see it entered. Okay, and what you are seeing here, you see expected this, which include automation testing. So, this assertion also passed, the first assertion what we have given it here, right, this one, this worked, right, that is what you are telling here, seeing here, right, expected this to include automation testing. Similarly, two more assertions, one is this one, see ng model equal to fast name, which we have given here for this element, what it is telling, expected this to be visible. So, it is visible to be enabled, then it entered this first name. Okay. So, you can see we have already done this validation, right, for this first name. Similarly, we will do for last name, address, email address and phone. Okay. Now, let us see how we can locate it. So, that is the very first thing we should check, right. So, here you see similarly the placeholder here is last name, earlier it was first name, for the first one ng model first name, here it is last name. So, we can use this last name. Okay. So, what I will do, I will just use the same code. Okay. I will just copy paste and in place of first name I will give last name. Okay. And here again the same thing we are doing, should be visible, should be enabled and type equal to, I will give my last name. Okay. Then we have to check for this address, again right click, inspect. So, here you see what is this, see ng model equal to address, this is the unique one. Okay. So, if you want to check that also you can check. Okay. Control F, now you see this is the unique one. Okay. Address is the unique one, fine. So, I will just copy paste again. So, in place of ng model, earlier we were giving first name, last name, in this case it is address. Okay. And in address we will pass Bangalore. Okay. Similarly, we will validate these two things, right, email address and phone. So, let us identify this first. So, for email address, so ng model equal to email. You can also try with this type equal to email, class and all. Anyway, I am just verifying with this one, this is also working fine. But if you want to try, you can just give a try. If it is unique one, then you can use this, no problem. Okay. So, I will use email address. Before to that, let me copy this, paste it here and I will give this. So, ng model equal to email address, and what will type in email address, will type subhasis@gmail.com. Okay. Similarly, one more line I will copy for the phone number, and let me see what is there in the phone number, inspect. Okay, ng model equal to phone, but okay, let me just show you if this type equal to telephone is working or not. Okay, just to show you, you can use any kind of locator, no problem. See, this is also working fine. So, you can use this also. Okay, let us use this time. So, you will be confusing, right, why I am always using ng model. So, let me use this also, type equal to telephone, again should be visible, should be enabled, and here we will type for example 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 0. Okay, some dummy number I am giving. Okay. Now, we will see all these things are working fine or not, whatever we did. Okay. So, let me execute first, we need to save and then we will see here. Now, you can see it is entering everything, right. Okay. So, there are some problem, maybe it is taking some time to load, but yeah, it is working fine. Okay. Now, you see everything whatever we have given, right. So, first this URL it validated, then this ng model first name, what are the validations it did, to be visible, to be enabled, then entered whatever we want to enter, right, as a first name. Similarly, for last name also, to be visible, to be enabled, all these assertions passed, then we entered the last name. Similarly, for address, to be visible, to be enabled, and whatever address we have given. Similarly, for email address also did the same thing. Okay. And here is the mobile number. Okay. So, all these type of text box you can validate in this way. Okay. So, now you know how to validate the text box. Now, what we will do, we will see the other one, we have the radio button. So, how to validate? how to click on this, right? This we need to learn. Okay. So, for that what I will do, I will create a new test case. So, let me just copy and let me paste it here, and here we will tell validate radio button. Okay. So, we do not need this, this should be test case 02, and let me remove all these things, let me remove this also. So, the first thing what we will do, we will see how we can identify or how we can locate this web element, these radio buttons. Okay. So, first let me refresh it. So, nothing should be there. Okay. So, nothing is selected, right. So, now let me do inspect. Okay. So, here what we see, input type equal to radio, name equal to radio options, ng model radio value, value equal to mail. So, this will be the unique one, right. So, let me copy and let me check. Okay. So, you can check like this, right. Okay. This is the unique one. So, if you want to write this input also, you can write. Okay. This is also fine, it will locate, and let me put the single quote. Okay. So, what we will do, what we will write, CUI dot get, then the locator. So, what is the locator we will write, we have already copied, right. So, this is the locator, and then the next thing what we should do, we should check if it is visible first or not, right, whether this radio button is visible first or not. So, we can write dot should, okay, then be dot inside single quote be dot visible. Okay. So, first we have verified whether it is visible or not, then what we should validate, whether it is checked or not, because first it should not be checked automatically, right. We need to check it should not be checked. So, you can write dot should, okay, then it should not be checked. If it is checked, you can write be dot checked, if it is like this be dot checked, but if it is not checked, so you can write not dot be dot checked. Okay. So, you can write like this. So, we tested, like we validated if it is visible, if it is not checked, then dot click. Okay. So, once you clicked it, right, then what you should check, whether it is really clicked or not, right. So, should then be dot sorry be dot checked. Okay, that is all. Similarly, the same thing you can write for the other one, right, but we need to see what is the, how to identify this, right. So, here what we see, here it is female, here it is male, here it is female value. So, same thing if we will write here female, yeah, this is also fine, right. So, let me do the same thing. So, input value equal to female, and then here also we are telling should be visible, should not be checked, then click, then should be checked. Now, let us validate whether it is really working fine or not. So, now our two test cases should be executed. The first one we are validating the text box, and in the second one we are validating the radio button. Let me save and let us go to the Cypress test runner, right. So, now let it execute. Okay. Now, you see it is entering. Now, you saw, right, it was very quick. First it selected male, then it selected female. Let us see. Okay. So, here you see first this was the input value equal to male, this was the CSS select we have written, right. So, first validation what it did, whether it is visible or not, right. So, see here when I am pointing here, right, here you can see this is getting highlighted, right. See now, if I will do this, the second one is getting highlighted, right. So, first we validated this whether it is visible or not, then we validated whether it is checked or not, then we clicked, you see, then we clicked, then what we did, whether it is really clicked or not, that we validated. Okay. Then in the second one we checked it is female, then whether it is visible, whether it is not checked, then we clicked, then we validated yes, it is really checked. Okay. So, this is how you can validate any text box or any radio button. Okay. So, this is the way, this is how you can write your test cases and you can validate. Okay. So, here you learnt how to validate your text box and how to validate your radio button. That is all for today. In our next video, we will see how to interact with different checkboxes in Cypress. Hope this video is helpful for you. Thank you. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. I will try to explain it. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel.